Hi and welcome back to Yoga Berry, your yoga for scoliosis community. My name is Christine Jareggi-Berry and I'm a yoga teacher specializing in yoga for scoliosis. And today's video is actually part of a video which I recorded for a client of mine, and she's quite young and she's got a right thoracic curve. And the aim was here to really stabilize the curve. So we wanted to make sure that it doesn't get any worse. So I'm sure lots of you will benefit from this practice as well. It's a very, very strengthening practice, quite a short one because she doesn't have a lot of time. She's still in school, but she needs to strengthen and be able to maintain the curve if at all possible. So you won't need any props for this video at all. You just need your yoga mat. If you do enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up, please leave me some comments here, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So we're going to start in all fours. So just bringing the hands directly underneath the shoulders, the knees directly underneath the hips. So just setting yourself up here, and then we're going to start with our cat-cow pose. So inhale, let's lift the chest, bring the chest forward, slightly looking up, and then exhale, rounding through the spine. So inhale to lengthen, crown of the head and tailbone away, lifting up through the chest, and exhale to round. Good. So inhale, lifting the chest. And then think about the right shoulder blade coming in and back and down a little bit. Exhale, when you're rounding, see if you can round a little bit more into the left side of the shoulder blade. So inhale, coming into your cow pose. Think about the right shoulder blade in and down a little bit. And then exhale to round, rounding into the left side. Good. So let's keep going. And as you know, you can always turn the right hand slightly out, which will automatically bring the right shoulder blade in a little bit more. So let's see what that feels like. Inhale and then exhale to round, especially into that left side. Good. Let's do a few more. Opening the front of the body and then opening the back of the body. Good. Last one. Inhale, lifting the chest. And then exhale to round, especially into that left side. Good. And then let's come back to center. We're going to come into extended puppy pose. So tuck your toes under. We're going to come up onto the fingertips. So reach the fingertips forwards, and the hips are somewhere halfway between the knees and the heels. Good. And then from here, I want you to really think about lengthening the tailbone back towards the back of the room. So remember, it's not a rounding here, but we want to create length. So the chest comes slightly forward. So lift the chest forwards and up a little bit. Good. Think about where you want to create that little bit more space. So you want to lengthen through the left side of the upper spine a little bit more. So reach that left hand a little bit further forwards. Gonna stay here for a few breaths. Good, and then slowly coming back to center. Let's come back into all fours. We're gonna come into opposite arm and leg extension. So again, drawing the shoulder blades down at the back. Inhale, reaching left arm, right leg away from the center. Exhale to bring them back. Good. Right arm, left leg, reaching forwards. Inhale and exhale to bring them back. Good. And again, let's think about where you want to create the space. So left arm, see if you can really reach forwards a little bit more. Exhale to bring it back. Right, the right arm, we know we need to hold back a little bit. So drawing the shoulder blade down and in a little bit. And then release. Good, keep going. Inhale, reaching away. Exhale to release. Alternating sides. Think about where you need to kind of hold back a little bit. and where you can lengthen a little bit more. Moving with your breath, alternating sides. Inhale to reach and exhale to release. Good. And let's release for a moment. Just come back into cat-cow for a moment. So lifting the chest, rounding through the spine, just a few. Releasing the back. Good. And then we're going to come one more time into opposite arm and leg extension. This time we're going to hold it. So we're going to start with the left arm and the right leg. So reaching forwards with the left arm, right leg is back. We're going to hold it there. So really reaching forwards with the left arm. See if you can breathe into the left side of the rib cage a little bit more. Good. It's the belly that is drawing in and up, so supporting the front of the body. That's it. And then let's slowly release. Good. Let's do the other side. So remember, this side you want to keep the shoulder blade down and in a little bit. So we're just going to reach slightly forwards with the right arm. So holding yourself back slightly here. Breathing, lifting the back of the neck. So we don't want the chin to stick out, but keep looking down towards the ground. Good. One more long breath. And then let's release. And then come into child's pose. Have a little rest. So come into child's pose. You can extend the arms forwards, or you can make a pillow with the forearms, or arms alongside the body. Just see what's most comfortable for you. Just taking a few breaths into the back of the body. And maybe noticing where there's a little bit more space. So maybe it feels like the breath goes more into the right side. So you want to take it a little bit more into the left side. Left side of the rib cage. Good. And then let's slowly come up. Good. We're going to come into extended puppy pose one more time, and then we're going to take this into downward dog. Good. So coming forwards, tuck the toes under, reaching forwards with the arms, sending the tailbone towards the back of the room, crown of the head forwards. So you're lengthening in opposite directions. Good. So this is exactly the shape that you want to take into your downward dog. So when you're ready, just bringing the hands down, tuck the toes under, sending the hips up towards the ceiling. Good. So creating that length. You can stay here for a few breaths. Maybe lowering the heels down towards the ground a little bit more. Good. And then let's release from there. Good. So roll your shoulders a few times. Going to come into the real work now. So we're going to do some planks. And let's start on the forearms. So we're going to bring the forearms down, hands down. And then extend one leg behind you, extend the other leg. So you don't want the bottom up too high, you want to be in one straight line. Good, and then breathe. So try to stay here for as long as you can. Let's try another couple of breaths. You can always slowly build this up, especially as you probably will become stronger than I am. And then release the knees down. Just again, rest in child's pose for a moment. Just resetting. So we just want to reset the breath. We never want to be out of breath when we do yoga. Good. So let's do this again. And your choice, if you want to mix this up on some days and want to do it on the hands. So let's try this version on the hands rather than the forearms. Then you can do that. It doesn't really make much of a difference. But it might feel different in the wrists, obviously. So extend one leg back, extend the other leg. So we're coming into that full plank pose now. Really drawing in and up from the belly button. Back of the neck stays long. Breathing here. Good. Let's do another few breaths. Good. And then bringing the knees down and again resting in child's pose. Good. Let's slowly come up. Good. We're going to do side plank now from here. And let's start on your left side. So we're going to do this on the forearm. And we'll start with a slightly lower version. So let's bend the knees first. And you want the heels, the hips and the elbow in one line. Bring the top hand onto the top waist. Good. So from there, we're just going to lift the hips off the ground. So the knees are on the floor. Lifting up through the side of the body. Keep breathing. And then maybe lifting the top arm up towards the ceiling. Good. Keep lifting away from the floor. Really, really good to strengthen the sides of the body, keeping everything in place. Good. And then release. Good. Let's do the other side. So swing the legs around. Again, we have the elbow, the hips and the heels in one line. Bring the top hand onto the waist and then lifting the hips off the floor. Good. So notice how this side feels compared to the first one. Then lifting the top arm up towards the ceiling. Good. So this might be your strong side or it might be your slightly weaker side. So just see, there is probably one that feels very, very different. And that's the one that you need to hold a little bit longer. Good. Let's release. Let's swing the legs around again. We're going to do the full version now. But before we do that, let's just come into sitting and then roll the shoulders a few times. Okay, just releasing the shoulders. Good, really drawing the shoulder blades down at the back. Good, and then let's come back to the left side. So, full plank now. Going to bring the hand down, left hand down. And I like to extend the top leg first and then extending the bottom leg. Stack the feet on top of each other if you can. Lifting the top arm up towards the ceiling. If that's too much, you can always do this on the forearm. Doesn't have to be long. We try to hold it for another breath. And then slowly release and change sides. Good. So let's come over to the other side. So right hand down. Extending the top leg. Extend the bottom leg. And then lifting the top arm up towards the ceiling. Good. Really lifting away from the floor. Such a great pose to strengthen the sides of the body. Good. And then let's release. Good. And just come to lying down on the belly, supporting the forehead with the forearms. Just resting here for a moment. You can rock the hips from side to side if that feels good. Good. Just taking a few breaths to settle here. And then from there, let's bring the arms alongside the body. Fingertips reaching towards the toes. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together, lifting the upper body slightly off the floor. But you want to keep the chin in, so keep looking down towards the ground. Good. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting the arms away from the body. Good. Couple of more breaths. And then slowly release, turn the head to one side. Good. So let's do this one more time. Reaching with the fingertips towards the toes, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting the upper body away from the floor. Couple of breaths here, really squeezing the shoulder blades. Good, and then release, turn the head to the other side. Good, and then let's bring the hands on either side of the chest, just pushing yourself up into hands and knees for a moment. Little bit of cat-cow. Good, and then we're going to come to lying down on the back. Little bit of relaxation, so you don't want to skip the relaxation bit. That's the best bit. So lying on your back, you can support the backs of the knees. If you have something to cover your eyes, then feel free to cover your eyes. Just lying down, imagining dropping into the floor. So nothing to do for the next few minutes. Just enjoy being. And maybe for a moment, just notice if anything feels uneven in the upper body. You can always turn the right palm up and just bring it a little bit higher up so that the shoulder blades kind of settles a little bit more into the floor. And just making sure the most important thing that is that you feel comfortable. Just allowing for the breath to settle. Relaxing the feet, relaxing the toes, the ankles, relaxing the shins, the calves, relaxing the knees, relaxing the thighs, relaxing the hips, the belly and the chest. Allowing for the front of the body to drop back into the back body. Relaxing the shoulders, the face, the jaw, the eyes. Just allowing for any tension to melt away. You can stay here for as long as you'd like, and then when it's time to come out of the pose, just coming out gently, moving the fingers and the toes, have a little stretch, and then bending the knees, roll yourself over to the side, and then coming back up into sitting.